Only Corey Holcomb and Craig Fax will defend Diddy right now.
Cassie
Didn't go there, but
is the same woman that would go to Puff Daddy's house while Kim Porter was alive and watch Puffy beat on Kim, cuss Kim out, abuse Kim, and laugh at Kim. Kim's friends have came out and it's documented that they say Cassie used to be torturing Kim with Puff.
welcome to the Riley Report, and let's get into it.
We all saw the video. we all saw the video. America is full of fake motherfuckers. So ain't nobody gonna tell the truth. Half you motherfuckers out there, especially the men, half the men out there who saw the video is being phony. Because half the men in America didn't had to handle business like that. It's just don't nobody got the courage to say it.
That ain't no courage to say what?
He was excessive. Dude was excessive.
Thank you. Oh my God. Thank you. I thought you would. Oh my God.
When they on the ground, that mean that's enough. That's for a real man. Once they hit the ground, you be like, all right now.
I can't.
I'm just saying. Dude.
Now, despite the fact that we do live in a world where men are expected to take punches to the back of the head walking out of their own house before they retaliate and hit a woman. And a lot of women engage in behaviors that makes it hard to put them in the victim category. We're going to get into that a little bit later with Craig's comments that I played earlier. So unfortunately, we do live in the world where some men have to make the decision of whether or not they're going to handle a woman and whether or not how much handling of that woman is excessive. That is the unfortunate world that we live in, and I don't like that world. However, there are some men who bask in the glory of that world, and they make comments like equal rights mean equal lefts. And it's some truth in that, depending on the actions and behaviors of the woman leading up to the equal lefts or rights. However, it's no defense for curb stomping your girl in a bath towel in a hotel. I can't get there. But let's keep going.
He was way out of pocket. Not as out of pocket as that apology. That apology was some cake ass shit.
Every single thing.
Nigga, that's the funniest shit. They need to play that shit back. Next time I get caught with a bitch, I'm going to send her that video. If I get caught cheating, I'm going to send that video. I'm going to be like, I done been to rehab.
I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy. I'm going to rehab.
Okay, Diddy. I don't think you can check yourself into rehab for curb stomping your girl in a hotel in a bath towel. But shout out to 50 Cent, who allegedly got a Netflix documentary coming out called Diddy Do It. That should be interesting, to put it mildly.
America takes our weakest talent and empowers it. And we gotta sit up there and be embarrassed because a man was whooping on a woman in a towel that didn't fall. T.D. Jakes was under there holding that towel up. I'm telling you now, I know this for a fact.
I hate that his lips are out of sync with the sound, because it's the funniness of that joke I don't think lands as much with his lips being out of sync. Unfortunately, it must have been some technical issues at 5150 show headquarters. But how that bath towel didn't fall, and TD Jakes being under there, that classic.
This is ridiculous. How that towel didn't fall?
I think it was one of those Velcro thingies.
Every time every time me and a woman got in an argument and I had a towel on, it fell.
Stop telling on yourself. All right, you got to not tell on yourself, Corey. There's gonna be documentaries about you coming up now. You be careful.
Every time me and a woman got in an argument and I had a towel on, it fell, and we wound up doing it again. But I'm just saying,
ain't nobody got the courage to stick up for Puff.
We're about to get to the good part of what Craig said, but I would be remiss if I didn't take the time to piggyback on what Corey said right there about arguing with a woman or fighting with a woman, and then they get it in the bedroom after the fact. It is an unmistakable, undeniable fact that at this point in the game, we got to be honest and acknowledge that a lot of women get turned on by fighting. There's been literature and books written on this topic. When I say getting aroused by that, whether you're fighting them or fighting someone else, it is practically hardwired into them through evolution to get turned on by the best fighter in the group. Even though this guy is safe and likely the right choice, this guy does something for her at a primal level that she could barely even explain. Now, before we get into the bombs that Craig dropped at the beginning of the show, first, let's hear a quick word from our sponsor.
Welcome to Machismo TV, the ultimate destination for modern men seeking to upgrade their lifestyle. Subscribe to Machismo TV and Saul T-Balls. We stream daily from 12 midnight to 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the best male-centric content. Highlight reels without reviewing or providing any editorial bias to the content. We have done so much, with so little for so long, we are now qualified to do anything, with nothing.
Shout out to the good folks over at Machismo TV. Let's go.
Ain't nobody got the courage to stick up for Puff. I do.
What do you mean?
Go ahead.
Hey, man,
see, you wasn't here, so I want him to hear this.
Cassie ain't the bitch y'all think she is. I always say this, man. Domestic violence is not always abuse because some bitches like to fight. Cassie is the same woman that would go to Puff Daddy's house while Kim Porter was alive and watch Puffy beat on Kim, cuss Kim out, abuse Kim, and laugh at Kim. Kim's friends have came out and it's documented that they say Cassie used to be torturing Kim with Puff. She is not this victim broad that everybody is making her out to be. This is a treacherous bitch. Anytime a woman that is that beautiful is dating a nigga that is that regular looking, she's hustling her pussy. This is a woman that hustles vagina, and we treating her like she a Claire Huxtable or a respectable everyday woman. This bitch is a libido whore. She's libido hungry, and she's money hungry, and she's eating, sucking, and on anybody that got the paper. That $30 million settlement she got, a portion of that should go to Kim's kids. Because you tortured Kim with a married man to get to that paper. She used to be at Puff House while Kim was there on some super disrespectful shit. I'm spitting like a motherfucker.
But that don't mean that somebody needs to get beat down.
But if a woman participates in the abuse of another woman, why are all women sticking up for her? Some bitches deserve to get whooped on.
You don't know that for a fact.
Look it up. I mean, it's as much.
That she watched it, that she knew.
Now, that is the reason why we are all gathered here today. I wanted to take the time to try to substantiate those claims. And it's the meat on the bones there. A writer by the name of Cola Booth, who was friends with Kim Porter, says that if she tries to sue me for speaking up for Kim Porter, I will obliterate her point blank. And that goes for Diddy too. I'm here for Kim. Well, what is she talking about? In addition to being one of the ones adamant that Diddy played a part in Kim Porter's sudden death, she also alleges that Cassie Ventura let herself be flaunted at Kim Porter's home, laughing as Diddy abused Kim Porter. She also goes on to say Diddy was a MFer. Y'all would not even begin to believe the way that he treated Kim Porter. And ironically, Cassie back then allowed herself to be used to disrespect Kim Porter in her own home. Now, if you ask me, she's putting some very woman-friendly language on this, saying that she was flaunted or she allowed herself to be used like she was a pawn in the game. I would say no. That sounds more like a kamikaze mission, if you ask me. That sounds like somebody basically going in on a mission to compete for the top spot to be the bottom oops upside your head bitch. Like, that's what that looks like to me. Not a victim in an entangled web, but somebody who was competing for a job, and she knew that some oops upside your head stuff came with the job description. She got the other woman out of the way. Well, Diddy got her out of the way. Or the only difference between Cassie and Kim Porter is one of them got taken out by him and the other one made it out scot-free, and here we are today. I can ironically see Diddy in his mind thinking, you see what happened when I try to be nice and don't off him after I'm done with him? But she also goes on to say that Cassie let herself be flaunted in Kim's face, laughed at Diddy hitting Kim. That's awful. And that really is awful. And good points can be made about that. When we look at what happened in that tape, yes, that's wrong. Yes, that's awful. But like I said in the beginning of the show, a lot of women engage in certain behaviors that puts you in a place where you can't truly see them as a victim. And then we get in that territory where you have to ask questions like, okay, we saw a woman get victimized on that tape. Is a woman required to be the perfect victim? No, she's not required to be a perfect victim. But when we look at all the nuts and bolts and meat and potatoes of it all, we do start to see a running thread or reoccurring theme where they're looking, operating, and behaving like volunteers and not victims. And that's what I see in that article. And this article wasn't hard to find. There's other ones that you got to dig for a little bit, but it's out there. And the Cola Booth woman, or Cola Booth, is not the only one who's reporting on this. So shockingly, this wasn't out of nowhere. People have been making this point. But when it's your day in the sun to be the victim, you wear the white hat with a lot of mud on it. And women overlook it, even when you participate in victimizing another woman.